Mateo remembers the white sheet billowing in the wind like a giant cloud. In his memory, it is the first image of his childhood in the backyard of the house where he lives with his grandmother, mother, and two brothers. He often runs under that sheet, feeling the breeze in the air and the freedom of being a puppy.
The kitchen is a magical place for Mateo, full of smells and shiny objects. Pots and pans hang on the walls, and soot from the wood stove covers the surfaces. Mateo loves to observe his surroundings and play with the fabrics and cans, although he often ends up in trouble when he throws his mom and grandmother's clothes or pots and pans on the floor.
Mateo's grandmother looks at him with sympathetic eyes. She knows the little boy has a passion for fabrics, so she secretly teaches him sewing. She knows it's wrong, but she can't resist spoiling her little grandson, even if her daughter doesn't know it.
Mateo loves to play with the mop and broom on Saturdays while the whole family cleans the house. He is happy watching the plants in the garden, especially the chard and tomatoes that his grandmother cares for so lovingly. The balls of yarn accidentally fall on the floor, and Mateo always tidies them up, enjoying every moment of his day.
One afternoon, the peace of the house is interrupted when a man enters, leaving his muddy boots next to a cardboard box. His deep voice echoes in the room, and the women of the house, the mother and grandmother, exchange worried glances, speaking quietly, as if they don't want Mateo to hear.
Mateo's body begins to tremble. He doesn't understand why his mother and grandmother are reacting that way. The man is big and strong, and though his voice doesn't seem threatening, something about him fills Mateo with deep fear. He has never felt anything like this before.
The grandmother looks at the man and then at Mateo with tenderness. She knows what is about to happen, and a silent sadness comes over her. She wants to protect her little grandson from the inevitable, but she also understands that there is nothing she can do to prevent it. The man has a job to do with Mateo. Mateo's mother also understands what is happening, although she gently tries to calm her other children. Deep down, she is filled with resignation. The grandmother in the house has already made a decision, and she knows there is no turning back. She just hopes Mateo will be strong.
The man takes the cardboard box and places it in the middle of the room. Everyone watches in silence, and Mateo, still trembling, can't stop staring at the box. He knows something important is about to happen, but he doesn't fully understand what. The atmosphere is thick with a mix of sadness and resignation.
Mateo felt an emptiness in his stomach. He felt that no one in his family was protecting him. The box, the man, and the tense atmosphere made him feel that something was about to change forever. He looked at his grandmother, his mother, and felt that things would never go back to the way they were. Although he didn't understand what was about to happen, fear came over him, and his once happy world began to crumble.
Remember seeing the man with the boots at some point, and that he was approaching his grandmother's house. He senses that something bad is going to happen. The dogs bark loudly to protect his grandmother.
Sylvia looks at Mateo, and tears begin to roll down her cheeks as she prepares him to leave. She knows it's a difficult decision, but she believes it's the best thing for him.
The man takes Matteo to his new home in a box, so he doesn't know how to get back. He is determined to educate him, to make him strong, and learn to defend himself as a child capable of taking care of himself when he is alone, and believes that educating Matteo will be useful for him.
Mateo arrives at the new house. He feels scared and misses his mother and grandmother terribly. Nothing seems familiar and he feels disoriented.
Mateo's grandmother reflects on his departure. She feels sad, but trusts that Mateo has the nobility, strength, and loyalty that she and his mother teach him. Mateo's grandmother was very sad that her little grandson was not at home.
The man, as much as he tries to educate Mateo to be stronger and more aggressive so he won't be bullied, can't do it. But he soon realizes that it won't be possible because Mateo is still a little boy who likes to play.
Mateo remembers how at his school he couldn't play because the big kids hurt him too much. He knows he is not putting into practice what man taught him, but he cannot change his nature.
Frustrated, the man decides to return Mateo to his old home. He calls Sylvia to explain that Mateo does not take orders, and tells Sylvia that Mateo will learn to defend himself as he grows up.
Sylvia sees her little son Mateo come home. When the note returns and sees the joy of the reunited family, she decides to repent for wanting to train her little son with a pet trainer to make him strong. But she decides to defend him and teach him to fight, no matter what it takes.
Mateo's grandmother and mother are proud of how Mateo and his siblings grow up with them and become noble young men as time goes by. They reflect on how everyone sometimes believes that because they are young children, they are not fit to face the school world on their own, and as parents we want to be there to defend them. Yet she wants to remind them that it is very important to love their children as they are, teach them the right way to deal with a bullying challenge, and above all, the support of their family is extremely important,